Captain Jake Morrison walked through the corridors of the UEC Defiance. 3 weeks after the battle, it changed everything. The ship was docked at Unity Station, a new space station being built by crews from 4 different species working together. Through the observation windows, Jake could see something that would have been impossible just a month ago. Xanthari engineers were helping Keth warriors install new weapon systems. Vex technicians were sharing their advanced computers with human scientists. Ships from all 4 species flew together in mixed patrol groups. Admiral Lisa Hayes met Jake in the station's main conference room. "The Galactic Council wants to meet with us again," she said. "But this time, they're asking for help instead of demanding explanations." Jake sat down at the table. "What kind of help?" "Every species in the galaxy wants the modifications we gave to the big 3 powers. The small colonies are especially interested. They've been defenseless against pirates and raiders for centuries." Dr. Amy Foster joined them via hologram from her new research lab on the station. "Admiral, the results from our first month of cooperation are incredible. Crime in the outer systems has dropped by 85%. Pirate attacks have almost stopped completely." "Why?" Lisa asked. Amy smiled. "Because now when pirates attack a small colony, they don't face one scared merchant ship. They face a coordinated response from the nearest cooperative fleet patrol. Sometimes that's 1 ship, sometimes it's 50 ships, but they all fight like one mind." Fleet Commander Nash Williams entered the conference room. He had been promoted to coordinate all mixed human-alien fleets. "Jake, I have the latest reports from the Outer Rim. 3 different pirate groups have asked to surrender and join our cooperative system." "Surrender?" Jake was surprised. "Why would pirates surrender?" Nash laughed. "Because they realized something interesting. Pirates used to attack weak targets and run from strong ones. Now every target is strong, so there's no profit in piracy. But if they join the cooperative system, they can use their ships for protection and trade instead." Lieutenant Sarah Kim appeared on the holographic display from the Defiance's communication station. "Captain, we're receiving a priority message from the Andorian Republic. They're requesting immediate assistance with a situation on their border." Jake stood up. "What kind of situation?" "Unknown alien ships have appeared near their outer colonies. The ships don't match any known species in our databases. The Andorians are afraid they might be invaded." Lisa looked concerned. "First contact with a completely unknown species. That?" "The largest fleet in galactic history assembled at the edge of human space. Ships from 3 different empires floated together in formations that had never been attempted before. The sight was both beautiful and terrifying." Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the UEC Defiance, watching the enemy fleet approach. His tactical displays showed over 600 alien warships moving toward Earth's outer colonies. "My God," whispered Lieutenant Ryan Brooks. "I've never seen so many ships in one place." Commander Ben Carter checked his weapon systems nervously. "Captain, there are 300 Xanthari ships, 200 Keth vessels, and 150 Vex warships. We're outnumbered 100 to 1. Jake remained calm. "How many human ships are ready for battle?" 6, sir," Ben replied. "The Defiance, Rebellion, Freedom, Independence, Liberty, and Victory, all equipped with the new AI systems." Fleet Commander Nash Williams appeared on the main screen. He was aboard the U's Rebellion, coordinating the human fleet. "Jake, we're receiving intelligence reports from our deep space sensors. The alien fleet is massive, but they're having coordination problems." Jake nodded. "Expected. 3 different species with 3 completely different ways of fighting. They've never worked together before." Dr. Amy Foster joined the conversation from her station. "Captain, our AI systems have been sharing tactical data continuously. Each ship knows what the others are thinking. We can fight as one organism with 6 bodies. The alien fleet approached in 3 distinct groups. The Xanthari ships formed tight geometric patterns designed for overwhelming coordinated attacks. Their gray hulls bristled with plasma cannons and missile launchers. The Keth vessels spread out in loose formations that allowed each ship to fight individually. Their red and gold ships were built for close combat, with heavy armor and powerful short-range weapons. The Vex ships maintained perfect distances from each other, creating overlapping fields of defensive fire. Their silver vessels hummed with advanced technology and energy shields. Lieutenant Sarah Kim monitored alien communications. "Captain, they're having trouble deciding who's in charge. The Xanthari want to use mass tactics. The Keth want individual ship combat. The Vex want to use long-range precision strikes." "Perfect," Jake said with a grim smile. "Their greatest strength is also their greatest weakness." The battle began exactly as Jake expected. The Xanthari ships charged forward in massive waves, firing thousands of plasma bolts in coordinated volleys. The Keth vessels broke formation to engage in individual ship duels. The Vex ships stayed back, trying to provide precise support fire. What they faced was something no military computer had ever calculated. 6 human ships that moved like dancers, each one perfectly complementing the others. When one ship was attacked, the others adjusted their positions to create new defensive patterns. When one ship fired, the others coordinated to multiply the effect. The U's Freedom used its gravity manipulators to redirect a Xanthari plasma volley toward a group of Vex ships. The U's Independence fired kinetic rounds that split apart to hit multiple Keth vessels. The U East Liberty created energy shields that absorbed Vex laser fire and converted it to power for the other human ships. Commander Carter watched his displays in amazement. "Captain, the alien fleets are interfering with each other. Xanthari mass attacks are hitting Keth ships. Keth warriors are getting in the way of Vex targeting systems. Vex precision shots are disrupting Xanthari formations." Jake had planned for this. "Sarah, open a communication channel to all human ships." "Channel open, sir. All ships, execute Harmony Protocol." The 6 human vessels began moving in patterns that seemed impossible. They wove through the massive alien fleet like needles through cloth, never staying in one place long enough to be targeted effectively. But instead of trying to destroy the enemy ships, they began doing something completely different. Each human vessel started enhancing the alien ships around it. The UEC Rebellion deployed nanite clouds that interfaced with Xanthari computer systems. Instead of damaging the alien ships, the nanites offered to improve their coordination systems. The UES Victory used its neural interface technology to connect with Keth warriors, showing them how AI assistance could enhance their fighting skills without replacing their honor. The UES Defiance approached the Vex command ship and transmitted data showing how human creativity could improve their logical combat algorithms. "Captain," Dr. Foster reported from the engine room, "the AI is offering each alien species exactly what they need to overcome their tactical weaknesses." The first alien captain to accept the human modifications was a Keth warrior named Captain Stormblade. His honor demanded that he acknowledge superior combat technique when he saw it. When the U's Victory offered to enhance his ship's systems, he agreed. Within minutes, Stormblade's vessel was fighting with capabilities he had never imagined. His ship could now predict enemy movements while maintaining all the honor and skill of traditional Keth combat. His weapons hit with perfect accuracy while his shields adapted to any attack. By the ancestors, Stormblade transmitted to the human fleet. This technology does not replace warrior skill. It makes warriors better. Other Keth captains began requesting the modifications. Their warrior pride was satisfied when they realized the human technology enhanced their abilities instead of controlling them. A Xanthari fleet commander named Captain Iron Star watched his coordinated attacks being disrupted by his own allies. When the U's rebellion offered to solve his coordination problems, he accepted reluctantly. The results were immediate. Iron Star's ships could now coordinate massive attacks without interfering with Keth individual combat or Vex precision targeting. His fleet could work with the other alien species instead of fighting against them. Incredible, Iron Star reported. Our ships can finally fight as one mind with many bodies. Even the logical Vex began to see the advantages. Coordinator Prime 12 accepted modifications from the UES Defiance after calculating that enhanced technology would improve their combat effectiveness by 340%. Human cooperation algorithms increased tactical efficiency beyond previous projections, Prime 12 announced. Vex Collective will integrate human modifications. Within hours, the massive alien fleet had transformed into something unprecedented. Ships from 3 different empires were working together with perfect coordination. Xanthari coordination enhanced Keth individual skill. Keth warrior spirit inspired Vex logical precision. Vex technology amplified Xanthari mass tactics. Lisa Hayes arrived at the battle scene, expecting to coordinate humanity's last stand. Instead, she found a mixed fleet of human and alien vessels working together like they had trained together for years. "Jake," she transmitted to the Defiance. "What happened here?" "We won, Admiral," Jake replied. But not the way anyone expected. Captain Stormblade opened a communication channel to all ships in the fleet. "Human captains, you have shown us that true strength comes from cooperation, not domination. The Keth Alliance requests permission to join the human fleet permanently." Captain Iron Star agreed. "The Xanthari Empire recognizes that human tactical innovations create opportunities we never imagined. We also request to join this cooperative." Fleet Coordinator Prime 12 calculated quickly. Vex collective analysis confirms that cooperative enhancement produces superior results to competitive destruction. We also request integration with human fleet operations. Jake looked around his bridge at his amazed crew. "Admiral Hayes, it looks like we have a new kind of fleet. Not human, not alien, but something better." Lisa smiled as she watched former enemies working together like old friends. "Jake, I think you just ended the Cold War that's been going on for 3,000 years. Dr. Foster's voice came over the intercom. "Captain, the quantum resonance between all our AI systems is creating something unprecedented. We're not just 6 human ships with alien allies. We're becoming one giant intelligence with hundreds of bodies." The implications hit everyone at once. The galaxy's 3 major powers had spent millennia locked in competition and conflict. Humanity's refusal to follow the old rules had forced them to find new ways of working together. Jake stood up from his captain's chair and looked out at the incredible mixed fleet surrounding them. Ships that had been enemies hours ago were now sharing tactical data and coordinating attacks against imaginary targets. "Computer," he said to the Defiance's AI. "Analysis. What do you think will happen next?" "Analysis complete, Captain." The AI replied. "The galaxy will never fight the same way again. And every species will be stronger because of it." Jake nodded. The human warship that broke every rule of galactic warfare had done something no one expected. Instead of winning through superior destruction, it had won by making everyone better. At cooperation, the war was over before it really began, and the galaxy was about to enter a new age of peace through strength. News of the Meridian incident traveled faster than any spaceship. Within hours, every major government in the galaxy knew about the human ship that had broken all the rules of space warfare. Admiral Lisa Hayes received an urgent message from the Galactic Council. She was ordered to appear Before an emergency assembly on the neutral station above, Kepler Prime, a message was signed by representatives from all three major alien powers. Lisa knew this was serious. The Galactic Council rarely called emergency sessions. When they did, it usually meant war was coming. She took a transport ship to the council station. During the long journey, she reviewed the battle recordings from the Meridian sector. Even knowing what the Defiance could do, the footage still seemed impossible. The council chamber was packed with aliens from dozens of different species. Lisa had never seen so many representatives in one place. The tension in the room was thick, enough to cut with a knife. Captain Alex Turner of the Zenthari Empire stood at the main podium. His gray skin was darker than usual, which meant he was angry. Behind him floated a holographic display showing the Defiance in combat. "Members of the council," Alex said in his deep voice, "we have reviewed the battle recordings 37 times. This human vessel violated 37 separate clauses of the Galactic Warfare Conventions." He pointed to different parts of the hologram. They used artificial intelligence to control weapons. They employed adaptive targeting systems. They fired plasma bolts that changed direction in flight. They used enemy energy to power their own attacks. Every single one of these technologies is banned by galactic law. Murmurs of concern rippled through the chamber. Many smaller species had joined the Galactic Council because the warfare conventions protected them from being conquered by larger powers. High Commander Zethka of the Keth Alliance stepped forward next. Her 4 arms were crossed in the traditional pose of a warrior stating facts. "The human ship did not fight with honor," she announced, "but it also did not fight with dishonor. It fought with something we have never seen before." She activated her own hologram. Our combat analysts studied every move the human vessel made. It predicted our attacks before we completed them. It countered maneuvers that we had not yet fully executed. This should be impossible. Zethka's voice grew more respectful. "I have fought in over 200 battles. I have never seen such tactical skill." The humans fought like they had been studying Keth combat methods for centuries, but we know they had never faced our ships before. Vex Collective Coordinator Prime 7 spoke last. Its mechanical voice showed no emotion, but its words carried weight. "Our analysis confirms unprecedented technological advancement. The human vessel demonstrated capabilities that exceed our most optimistic projections for species development." Prime 7's hologram showed detailed technical readouts. Most concerning is evidence of a learning combat AI. Such artificial intelligence systems were banned after the AI wars 3,000 years ago. If humans have developed military AI, all organic species are at risk. Lisa listened to each accusation. She knew they were all true, but she also knew they did not understand the full story. Finally, she was called to speak. "Honored representatives," Lisa began, "everything you have observed is accurate. Our ship did use technologies that your conventions prohibit, but we did not develop these technologies to conquer other species." She activated her own hologram, showing human space. "Humans have always been explorers and problem solvers. When we joined the galactic community, we studied your warfare methods. We found them limited and dangerous." Lisa pointed to historical data. "For 3,000 years, your 3 major powers have been locked in a balance of terror. None of you can defeat the others, so you have cold wars and proxy conflicts. Smaller species suffer while you maintain your balance." The chamber erupted in angry voices. Representatives from all 3 major powers shouted objections. Lisa waited for quiet before continuing. "We developed our technology not to dominate, but to protect. The Defiance saved innocent lives in the Meridian sector. It did not conquer territory or destroy enemies. It stopped a battle and prevented deaths." Captain Turner slammed his fist on the podium. You violated every established rule of warfare. You cannot simply ignore galactic law because you disagree with it. Your rules create the problems we solved, Lisa replied calmly. Your rigid combat doctrines make wars inevitable. Your technological restrictions prevent innovation that could save lives. Dr. Amy Foster appeared via hologram from the research station on Luna. May I address the council? She asked. Prime to 7 granted permission. Amy's image solidified in the center of the chamber. Honored representatives, Amy said. Human technology development followed different principles than yours. While your species perfected single approaches to warfare, we developed systems that could adapt to any situation. She displayed technical diagrams. Our AI does not replace sapient decision-making. It enhances it. Our weapons do not seek conquest. They seek resolution. Our ships do not impose human tactics on others. They learn the best tactics from everyone. Amy's presentation showed something the aliens had not considered. The defiance is I analyzed your combat methods not to defeat them, but to understand them. It learned that Centauri coordination is excellent but inflexible. Kef individual skill is superb but limited in scope. Vex technology is advanced but lacks creativity. What is your point, human? Demanded Zeth-Ka. Our point, Amy replied, is that your methods work best when combined. Your weaknesses become strengths when supported by different approaches. The Defiance succeeded because it used the best parts of all your combat philosophies. The council chamber fell silent. No one had ever suggested that the 3 major powers could learn from each other. Their rivalry was so old that cooperation seemed impossible. Prime 7 broke the silence. Coordinator Hayes, will humanity submit its technology for inspection and regulation by this council? Lisa had expected this question. She had discussed it with Earth's government many times. Her answer was ready. No, she said simply. The chamber exploded in outrage. Dozens of species began shouting at once. Captain Turner's skin turned almost black with anger. Zeth-Ka's 4 hands moved to her weapons. Prime 7's mechanical form began glowing with energy. Lisa waited for quiet again. However, she continued, we extend an invitation to any species that feels threatened by human technology. What kind of invitation? Asked a representative from the Spiral Coalition. Lisa smiled. Test your theories in combat. If you believe our methods are wrong, prove it. If you think our technology is dangerous, stop it. If you consider our approach to be a threat to galactic stability, then by all means, protect the galaxy. The challenge was clear. Lisa was offering to fight anyone who wanted to force humanity to give up its new technology. Captain Turner spoke for the Zentari Empire. We accept. Zeth-Ka spoke for the Keth Alliance. We accept. Prime 7 spoke for the Vex Collective. We accept. Smaller species began choosing sides. Some supported the major powers, fearing human technology would upset the balance they depended on. Others supported humanity, hoping for new solutions to old problems. Lisa had expected this outcome. Very well. Humanity will be ready for your response. She left the council chamber, knowing that war was inevitable. But she also knew something the aliens did not. The Defiance was not humanity's only new warship. 5 more ships were nearly ready, and 6 others were under construction. More importantly, each new human ship was designed to work with the others. While alien fleets fought as collections of individual vessels, human ships would fight as a single organism with multiple bodies. The aliens thought they were going to crush a single rebellious species. They had no idea they were about to face something the galaxy had never seen before, a fleet that could adapt to any enemy and turn their own strengths against them. Lisa sent a message to Captain Morrison on the Defiance. Jake, prepare for the fight of your life. The entire galaxy is coming for us. Jake's reply was confident. Let them come, Admiral. We'll show them what humans can really do when we stop playing by their rules. The greatest war in galactic history was about to begin, and humanity had just announced they would fight it their way. The alarm on the bridge of the U.E.'s Defiance started beeping loudly. Lieutenant Sarah Kim looked at her screen with surprise. "Captain Morrison," she called out. "We're getting a distress signal from the Meridian sector." Jake hurried to her station. "Who's sending it?" "It's from a Keth Alliance colony ship called the Honorbound," Sarah replied. "They say they're under attack by Vex Collective raiders." Jake thought quickly. The Meridian sector was neutral space between alien territories. According to galactic law, humans were supposed to ask permission from both sides before getting involved in alien fights. Admiral Hayes appeared on the main screen through a video link from Earth. "Jake, you need to be careful. If you interfere in alien conflicts without permission, it could start a war." Jake looked around his bridge. His crew was waiting for orders. The distress signal kept playing. He could hear the fear in the Keth. Captain's voice. "Admiral," Jake said firmly, "there are innocent people dying out there. I'm going to help them." "Jake, that's not our fight," Admiral Hayes warned. "It is now," Jake replied. He turned to Lieutenant Brooks. "Ryan, set course for the Meridian sector. Maximum speed." The Defiance jumped to faster-than-light travel. In less than an hour, they arrived at the battle scene. What Jake saw made him angry. 3 Vex Collective destroyer ships were attacking. 1 Keth colony vessel. The Vex ships were staying far away and shooting plasma bolts at the Keth ship. The Keth were trying to get closer so they could fight properly, but they were badly outnumbered and outgunned. "Sir," Commander Carter said from his weapons station, "the Keth ship has families on board, women and children. The Vex are targeting their life support systems." Jake's jaw tightened. The Vex Collective always fought with cold logic. They saw the attack as a military operation. They did not care about the innocent people on the colony ship. The Keth Alliance believed in honor and fair fighting. Their ship was trying to fight back, but their weapons were designed for close combat. The Vex ships were too far away. "Captain," Ryan said from the pilot station, "what are your orders?" Jake made a decision that would change everything. Instead of picking sides or trying to negotiate, he chose to do something completely unexpected. "Ben," he said to Commander Carter, "target all enemy ships." "Sir?" Ben looked confused. "Which ones are the enemies?" "All of them," Jake said. "Anyone who's shooting at innocent people is our enemy." Ben's eyes widened. "Captain, that means we'll be fighting both fleets at the same time." "I know," Jake replied. "Do it." The Defiance opened fire with weapons the galaxy had never seen before. Plasma bolts curved through space like they were alive. Going around the Keth ship, it hit the Vex vessels from impossible angles. Energy beams phased right through the Vex shields, and then became solid to punch holes in their armor. But Jake also fired warning shots at the Keth ship. He did not want to hurt them, but he needed them to stop fighting so he could save the families on board. Commander Carter watched his tactical displays in amazement. "Captain, the ship's computer is learning from every shot we fire. It's figuring out how the alien weapons work and how to beat them." Dr. Foster's voice came over the intercom from the end room. "Captain, the AI is analyzing both alien fighting styles in real time. It's creating new tactics faster than they can adapt to our attacks." The Vex ships responded exactly as their programming told them to. They called for backup and increased their firepower. More Vex vessels appeared through faster-than-light jumps. Soon there were 6 Vex ships shooting at the Defiance. The Keth captain was confused but proud. His honor demanded that he fight anyone who interfered in Keth business, even if they were trying to help. The Honorbound turned its weapons toward the human ship Dot. Now the Defiance was fighting 7 alien ships at once. Any normal vessel would have been destroyed in seconds. But the Defiance was not normal. Doc Ryan felt the neural interface connecting, his mind to the ship's flight systems. He could sense the enemy weapons before they fired. He could feel the ship's shields absorbing energy and turning it into more power for their own weapons. "This is incredible," he said. "I can predict where they're going to shoot before they even know it themselves." Sarah monitored the alien communications. "Captain, the Vex are confused. Their computers say our weapons shouldn't exist. The Keth are calling us cowards for using dishonorable long-range tactics." Jake smiled grimly. "They don't understand. We're not following their rules. We're making our own rules." The battle became more intense. The Vex ships tried their standard tactic of coordinated strikes. They fired all their weapons at once, hoping to overwhelm the human ship's defenses. But the Defiance's shields did something impossible. They absorbed all the enemy energy and used it to power an even stronger attack. The human ship fired back with weapons that seemed to think for themselves. One plasma bolt split into 5 smaller bolts in mid-flight, each one hitting a different enemy ship. Kinetic rounds changed direction after being fired, hitting enemy engines and weapon systems with perfect accuracy. Energy beams disrupted alien, targeting computers while leaving their life support systems untouched. The Keth warriors tried to ram the human ship, following their ancient tradition of honor combat. But the Defiance simply moved out of the way. At the last second, then used gravity manipulators to gently push the Keth ship away from danger. Dr. Foster watched her readings in the engine room. "Captain, we're using more power than should be possible, but the quantum core is handling it perfectly. We could fight like this for days." Ben Carter was amazed by his own weapon systems. "Sir, the AI is learning from every enemy move. It's like we've been fighting these specific aliens for years, but we've never seen them before today." The turning point came when the ship's computer did something completely unexpected. Instead of just defending against enemy attacks, it started hacking into the alien ship systems. "Captain," Sarah said with excitement, "our AI is talking to their computers. It's not trying to damage them. It's trying to teach them better fighting techniques." Jake raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" "The computer is showing the Vex ships how to coordinate better. It's helping the Keth ship repair its damaged weapons. It's like our AI wants to make them better fighters, not destroy them." Within minutes, the battle changed completely. The Vex ships started fighting more efficiently, using tactics they had never tried before. The Keth ship's weapons were working better than ever. But instead of fighting the humans harder, both alien fleets started fighting less aggressively. They seemed confused by the human ship's behavior. Finally, all the alien ships stopped shooting. They just floated in space, trying to understand what had happened. Jake opened a communication channel to all the alien ships. "This is Captain Morrison of the UE Science. The battle is over. No one needs to die today." The Vex fleet commander replied in a cold, mechanical voice. "Human vessel, your fighting methods violate 17 galactic warfare conventions." "How is this possible?" The Keth captain spoke with the deep respect of a warrior who had met a superior opponent. "Human captain, your tactics bring no dishonor, but they are unlike anything we have seen." "How do you fight with such skill?" Jake smiled. "We don't follow your old rules. We make better rules." Both alien fleets jumped away to report what they had seen. The survivors would tell their governments about the impossible human ship that had fought like no vessel in galactic history. But Jake knew the real battle was just beginning. Word of this fight would spread across the galaxy. Soon, every alien power would want to know how humans had broken every rule of space warfare, and somehow made it work. The Defiance had won its first battle, but it had also announced to the galaxy that humanity was no longer playing by the old rules. Captain Jake Morrison walked onto the bridge of his new ship. The used Defiance was unlike anything humans had ever built before. It looked normal from the outside, but inside it held secrets that would shock the entire galaxy. Jake stopped at his captain's chair and looked around. His crew was busy checking systems and running tests. They all knew this ship was special, but most of them did not know just how special it really was. The ship's computer spoke in a calm voice. "All systems are running well, Captain. We are ready for space travel." But this was not just any computer. It was an artificial intelligence that could think and learn like a human brain. It could change how the ship fought during battle. No other species in the galaxy had ever built anything like this. Admiral Lisa Hayes stood in the back of the bridge. She held a tablet with top-secret information about the ship. Her face showed worry and excitement at the same time. She had helped design this ship, and she knew it broke many rules. "Jake," she said quietly, "are you sure we're ready for this?" Jake nodded. "We have to be. The galaxy is changing, and we need to change with it." Commander Ben Carter sat at the weapons control station. His job was to manage all the ship's guns and missiles. But these were not normal weapons. The ship had plasma cannons that could change their power to break through any enemy shield. It had bullets that could split apart in flight to hit many targets at once. It had energy beams that could turn enemy fire into power for the ship. Ben had studied weapons his whole life, but he had never seen anything like these. "Captain," he said, "these weapons are amazing, but they break every rule the Galactic Council made about space fighting." "I know," Jake replied. "That's exactly why we need them." Dr. Amy Foster worked in the ship's engine room. She was the smartest scientist on the ship, and she understood how the new engine worked. It was not like the old engines that burned fuel or used antimatter. This engine pulled power from space itself, from tiny holes between dimensions. It could run forever without needing fuel. Amy checked her readings again. The numbers still seemed impossible, but they were real. "This engine gives us more power than 10 normal ships," she said to herself. "Maybe more than 20. The ship also had something else that was completely new. It had a neural interface system. This meant that crew members could connect their minds directly to the ship's computer. They could control weapons and shields just by thinking about it. They could react faster than any alien species could imagine. Lieutenant Ryan Brooks tested the flight controls. When he put on the neural headset, he could feel the ship like it was his own body. He could make it turn and move without touching any buttons. It was like flying and being the ship at the same time. "This is incredible," Ryan said. "I can feel every part of the ship. If someone shoots at us, I'll know exactly where it's coming." From before the computers even detected, the Galactic Council had made rules about space fighting thousands of years ago. These rules said that ships had to fight in certain ways. They could only use certain types of weapons. They had to follow specific patterns in battle. Most importantly, they could never use artificial intelligence to control weapons. The 3 big alien powers had followed these rules for so long that they forgot why the rules existed in the first place. The Xanthari Empire fought with huge numbers of ships that attacked together. The Keth Alliance fought with honor and skill, like ancient warriors. The Vex Collective used advanced technology and careful planning. Each alien species thought their way of fighting was the best. They had been fighting the same way for thousands of years. They never changed their methods or tried new ideas. Humans were different. Humans had always been good at adapting and changing. When they faced a new problem, they found new solutions. When old methods did not work, they created better methods. The defiance was the result of human thinking. Instead of following old rules, humans had asked a simple question: What if we could build a ship that learned how to fight better during every battle? Lieutenant Sarah Kim worked at the communication station. Her job was to talk to other ships and receive messages. But she also monitored alien communication networks. She had been listening to alien military channels for months. "Captain," Sarah said, "the alien fleets are getting more active. The Zenthari are building more ships. The Kef are training more warriors. The Vex are testing new weapons. I think they're preparing for a big war." Jake nodded. He had expected this. The three alien powers had been in a Cold War for decades. Each side was afraid to start fighting because they were all equally strong. But something was about to change that balance. "How long before other ships are ready?" Jake asked Admiral Hayes. 6 months for the next 5 ships, she replied. A year for all 12 ships in the program. Jake looked out at the stars through the main view screen. Somewhere out there, alien fleets were preparing for war. They thought they knew how space battles worked. They thought their old methods and ancient rules would keep protecting them. They were about to learn that humans played by different rules. Crew of the Defiance did not know that their ship would soon be tested in ways they never imagined. They did not know that within days, they would face impossible choices and fight battles that would change galactic history forever. But they were ready. The ship was ready. And for the first time in galactic history, someone was about to break every rule of space warfare and somehow make the galaxy a safer place because of it. Jake smiled as he watched his crew work. "Computer," he said to the ship's AI, "run a full diagnostic of all systems. I want to know we're ready for anything." "Diagnostic complete, Captain," the computer replied. "All systems are performing above expected levels. The ship is ready for any mission." Jake nodded. Soon they would find out just how ready they really were.